bleachers and you're stepping off of the gym floor, please notice that the gym floor is raised quite a bit. So if you also are sitting near that area, if you don't mind warning people so that we don't have anyone have an accident today. So the gym floor is raised really quite high. Please watch your step. Please watch out for other people. Ganashish.
Good day. I'm Janelle Vanas, Superintendent of Mount Edgecumbe High School, and it is my distinct pleasure to welcome all of you to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2022. Flashbacks now. This is our second year that we have moved back into the Mount Edgecumbe Field House, and that provides us just a little bit more space and a whole lot more memories. So welcome to the Field House, and I want to share just a few logistics with you. The exits are the two doors, or the main exits are the two doors that you came in. We also have emergency exits in both of these back places here. Our bathrooms here are off to this side, and we have bathrooms there. We also have handicap accessible bathrooms right here on this side of the gym, if you need that. From a COVID standpoint, we've been able to loosen up a lot of COVID mitigations from the last year when we were in here. That said, please be respectful to others around you and provide them the social distancing that they are most comfortable with. After the ceremony, we're going to do a box lunch, and you'll be able, everybody is welcome to join into that. So your friends and family, we've got lunch for you too. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and deliver that over here, and we've got tables inside and some tables outside, and allow you to spread out. And if the weather's good, it's a beautiful place out there. Now, regarding the ceremony, first I want to welcome these important leaders who work with you every day and will be coordinating the ceremony today. So welcome to Mr. Groulet, Academic Principal, Andrew Frisky, Residential Principal, and Jessica Twidell, Residential Dean of Students. I'm going to be sitting back here with some other really important behind-the-scenes folks. And so back here we have, representing the Department of Education, is our very own Deputy Commissioner, Lacey Sanders. We also have a few of our advisory board members that have stayed after their advisory board meeting yesterday, and they work throughout the year to make sure this is a great school. So we have Dorothy Chase, Bobby Bolin, Lois Rhodes, and Lydia Agnes with us today. So please give those folks a round of applause. I also welcome many of the teachers and staff that are either here in this building today, or many of them are off doing one of the many tasks that are still required to manage on a day when we still have all of our students here and we're preparing lunch and all those things. So I just want to thank you to all of those staff members and teachers who have been here not just for today's hard work, but the last 4 years. But the most important people that I get to welcome on a day like today that is so fun are you, the graduates, and your families and friends that are here to celebrate you. This is quite an accomplishment, not just for the individuals who will walk across the stage and earn a diploma, but also for you, their families, and your support systems out there. It requires a lot of dedication and trust to send your child off to boarding school in normal times. But these past few years have been anything but normal. Families, welcome to this glorious celebration, and thank you for your support. Class of 2022, welcome to this day and thank you. Thank you for persisting through some of the most challenging educational years I've experienced in my career, and that's been over 30 years. I want to talk to you, the graduates, just a bit about that word persistence. Since you were freshmen, you have heard us talk about the value of a growth mindset. That internal mental exercise that helps you seek out new things and learn and helps you work through barriers and setbacks. Persistence is key to that mindset. Persistence is keeping your eye on your goal even when there are roadblocks, or when things are not how you wanted them to be or thought they would be. You have had a lot of opportunities through your high school years to develop and practice persistence. Remember your sophomore year? Instead of graduation this time of year, I'll tell you this little thing you didn't know maybe, is secretly behind those of us who work behind the scenes, we're planning this very field house for a potential mass place for people with COVID. We had the idea of like COVID beds out through both these gym floors. That's when we knew nothing about this new virus and how it might hit us and how it might roll through. Within a week, we were making 400 airplane tickets home, and you guys were uprooted in the spring of your year and sent home so that you could be with your families, because we knew it was really uncertain times. In this chaos, many of you continued to persist. You did your homework, some through mailed packets, some online. You persisted. The next year, we were still in a time of unknown, but one thing we all knew is that Mount Edgecumbe High School is an important place and a real family. You took a leap into this unknown and came and joined us, some in August, some in November, and some of you have joined us since then. But you endured the first of many all-campus quarantines, a school start that none of us enjoy. You persisted. None of that year was how any of us had envisioned your high school prior to the pandemic. We had sports, but they were limited. We had prom, but only for some. We had class, but you couldn't work together in groups, and it was consistently interrupted with someone in quarantine. Remember back in those days, even quarantine for a close contact was 14 days? Yet, you persisted. Though, let's be a little honest, that some of you showed a little bit more homework completion persistence in quarantine than others. And if you experienced Mr. Goulet coming into your quarantine room in a full Tyvek suit in those days to come and tell you to get to work, you know what I'm talking about. We all spent that next summer prior to your senior year with dreams of normalcy. But alas, you arrived on campus and we had our highest numbers and first real campus spread. You spent the first term with no town leave and continued quarantines. No town leave. Yet you persisted. What made you persist? A commitment to your education, relationships that are meaningful, encouragement from someone important. The combination of things may be different for all of you. But what is true is that you possess that characteristic. You know you can persist. You have persistence. It is yours. As you leave Mount Edgecumbe, you will continue to have opportunity to practice this skill long after this pandemic is behind us. But you know you can do it. You also know you don't have to do it alone, because throughout these 4 years, you not only made it here yourself, you made it with the people around you, and you supported each other. You found ways to have fun when you were locked down on campus. There will be times in your future where the work will just seem not so important, but you can persist. There will be times when things will not be as you had hoped or planned, but you can persist. There will be times when you feel as lonely as you did 14 days in quarantine, but you can persist. And you don't have to do it alone. You can find your support team wherever you are, whenever you are, and you can remember that this Mount Edgecumbe High School family will always be part of that support team. You have it within yourself to persist through whatever comes your way. So it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to this celebration and to send you off with that knowledge that that growth mindset and that mental persistence is a gift you carry forever. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Hello all, my name is Mia Anderson. I have the honor here today of introducing our 2022 graduation speaker, Principal Bernie Goulet. Mr. Goulet has been in education for 42 years, 17 of which have been here at Mount Edgecumbe High School. He has worked as a middle school teacher, a high school teacher, an athletic director, and as we all know, a principal. Before coming to Alaska, Mr. Goulet lived in New Mexico, where he worked at Los Lunas Public Schools. He then moved to Alaska, where he first worked at Lake and Peninsula School District as an athletic director and principal, then as a principal at Blatchland Middle School across the bridge, and finally at Mount Edgecumbe as a principal in favor of so many. Mr. Goulet says that one of the reasons he has enjoyed working at MEHS is because of, and I quote, the respectful and cooperative students and the genuine student leadership he sees in guiding the younger students, end quote. Our class chose Mr. Goulet to be our speaker, not only because we recognize that it is his last year here, but because of the inspiration, leadership, wisdom, kindness, and guidance he always exudes. And now, please welcome our principal and graduation speaker, Mr. Bernie Goulet.
Thank you very much, Mia. That was a wonderful introduction. I'm going to try to live up to it now, okay? Good morning. Thank you very much, class of 2022. I don't get too many more opportunities to say that. Thank you for inviting me to speak on this very important day, one of the most important days of your young life. I will forever consider it a highlight of my career. We are elated, families and parents, we're absolutely elated that you're here in person and we can do the ceremony live and in person. We are very happy you're here. Welcome. I'd like to start my address by thanking our superintendent, Janelle Vanas. Thank you, Janelle, for your professional leadership in all things MEHS for the past 6 years, and especially in the last 2 years of COVID, mitigations and health and safety planning. I think many will look back at these past 2 years as some of the toughest in the history of this school. Although most of these days were very challenging, we kept our doors open, our students and staff safe, and we supported safe and healthy athletics and activity participation, and most importantly, we had in-person and classroom education. We were indeed lucky to follow your lead, Ms. Vanas. On behalf of the students, behalf of the academic residential staff and the parents across the state, I wish to express our gratitude for your hard work. Ms. Vanas, thank you very much. We really appreciate you. We have the Deputy Commissioner here. Welcome. You're glad you're here. We have the Advisory School Board members. Thank you for being here. Now I'd like to see Mount Edgecumbe High School alumni. If you were ever a student at Mount Edgecumbe High School, whether you graduated or not, please stand. Please stand if you had any school at Mount Edgecumbe High School. Yes, alumni. Welcome back to this part of your family. Yesterday we had an award ceremony at the Performing Arts Center, and we had a special presentation, and it was by Lucy Boyd. I'm wondering if Lucy is here today. Lucy, are you here today? Okay, there she is. Lucy, I was inspired. I was absolutely inspired by your message to our graduates. And I took your card, and that's part of my speech, okay? I hope you're okay with that. This is a card that she presented. Lucy and some of her classmates of the year 2002, 20 years ago, came to greet and to wish these graduates luck. That's awesome. That's Mount Edgecumbe family for you. Absolutely love it. There is a card, and on the front is a picture of this graduating class, 2022. And on the back is a picture of the 2002 graduating class. Isn't that cool? Isn't that really cool? And it says, Mount Edgecumbe High School, class of 2002, going back to the bond that links us all. That's Mount Edgecumbe for you. Here's the message. Dear class of 22, welcome to your new family. You are now a proud Mount Edgecumbe High School alumnus. We are many. We are all around the world, and we are in your corner as you take on your new adventures. Set goals, aim high, and change the world. When life has its challenges, remember all that you have overcome to make it this far. You are resilient. You are fierce. You are more than capable to take on all that is sent your way. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt. Go Braves. Lucy Gavin Boyd, student body president, class of 2002. Thank you, Lucy. That's an awesome message for us. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. The last 2 years for the class of 2022 could easily be summarized in the opening line of a Charles Dickens novel, A Tale of Two Cities. Despite all the extra challenges, you are here today celebrating your high school graduation day. So we are proud of each and every one of you. It was the worst of times. With very little warning, and time to say goodbye to their friends and their roommates and their teachers and their RAs, our students were suddenly rushed away from school and into the Alaska Airlines airport, where they waited endless hours on delayed flights before they finally got home. This was the saddest experience that I can relate to you in my entire time at Mount Edgecumbe High School. It happened so suddenly. It happened so quickly. Some of these students that are sitting here right now were actually stranded in neighboring villages overnight. They didn't get home right away. And in Bethel, we are so lucky to have some parents and some families who stepped up and kept our students safe and protected. That's Mount Edgecumbe family. That's us. We appreciate that so much. It was the best of times. The class of 2022 returned as juniors to in-person and in-classroom schooling, while most of the state and most of the country's schools started and finished the school year with distance delivery instruction and no in-person education. It was the worst of times. Our student body is split between two campuses. You guys remember that. It was split between two campuses. Students were housed on our campus and at the old Sheldon Jackson campus dormitories. It's a full 2 weeks before some of these people who came back were able to see their friends. Our teachers were responsible for teaching students in front of them and also online at the same time. They were teaching students they've not even met yet. They did a wonderful job, teachers. You did a wonderful job. And we really appreciate that. Our teachers were practically barricaded in a teaching box designated by bright fluorescent tape. Social distancing was strictly enforced and the consequences to follow. It certainly was the worst of times. It was the best of times. We have Kristen Homer and our Mount Edgecumbe High School health clinic manager and her staff right here on campus. They're part of us. Ms. Vanaz and her admin team met with Kristen almost on a day-to-day basis to discuss and guide our school and residential campus with a safe mitigation plan that may be changed or updated from one day to the next. Kristen and her staff tackled the COVID testing plan. We implemented a rotating schedule that kept our students safe, our doors open, and education continuing. Thank you very much, Kristen Homer and your medical staff. It was, yes. It was the best of times. This class of 2022 were freshmen in 2019 when we dedicated the first Gil Truitt Day as part of our Founders Day celebration. He sat here for hours meeting everyone individually. He asked about them and their parents and asked about their hometowns. He could relate to every one of those students with a story about a relative or someone they knew. It was the best of times. And I've never seen Gil Truitt happier. He was happy because he was with his family, his Mount Edgecumbe High School family. It was the worst of times. Dr. Gil Truitt passed away 2 years ago and did not get a chance or an opportunity to celebrate and congratulate with this wonderful graduating class. Gil came to most of our volleyball games and all our basketball games, and he never missed a graduation ceremony here. He would reschedule his doctor's appointments to assure that he could be here. This was the highlight of his year because so many Mount Edgecumbe alumni returned to see their children and grandchildren graduate. Again, he was with the Mount Edgecumbe family. We love you, Gil Truitt, and you are remembered today. It was the worst of times. These students, as juniors, experienced the unfamiliarity of a new trimester schedule in which they had new schedule every 12 weeks instead of at the semester. It was the best of times. The English and mathematics lab classes are naturally incorporated into the student schedules, allowing students the time and the in-person direct instruction to catch up on the learning opportunities, and it was a way for them to stay on track, and it was also a way for Mount Edgecumbe High School to keep the high standards of the required credits to graduate. We have students, more of these students, in advanced placement classes than we've ever had at Mount Edgecumbe High School. It was the worst of times. Mount Edgecumbe High School administration asked you, the parents and the guardians, not to take their children home unless it was a family emergency. Mount Edgecumbe administration does not allow parents and families to visit campus. And parents, please don't take your kids home for Thanksgiving. We asked parents to consider rescheduling and postponing family events until the summer or during Christmas break so that the kids can stay on campus under our strict mitigation plans. We direct parents to discuss travel with the academic principal before they purchase their tickets. That was the worst of times. In retrospect, in the best of times, in retrospect, and at the time, we fully recognized the big ask we were doing. We realized that although parents and families were already sacrificing so much time away from their children, and now we're asking them for even more time. The best part is that almost all of our parents and families and our students cooperated, and we were able to maintain enough isolation and quarantine rooms, which helped keep the risk level low. And in turn, we never experienced a school-wide spread, which could have been truly devastating. We never had to close our doors to in-person and in-class direct learning. This is absolutely a best of times. Thank you, parents. Thank you very, very much, parents. It was the worst of times. All athletic competition and sports across the state and across the country are halted. They're stopped cold. Seasons are canceled. Academic achievement, motivation drops, and teen depression rates soar dramatically overnight. It was the best of times. Mount Edgecumbe has a reduced schedule of cross-country running, volleyball, wrestling, basketball. DDF is limited to virtual competitions in 2021. But in 2022, Mount Edgecumbe students experience as close to a balanced and normal schedule of interscholastic experiences as we have had in 3 years. We were so happy that happened. Athletic Director Mr. Frisky, Jessica Toydell, and our Superintendent Janelle Vanas recognize the significance of student activities to student success and academic growth. As a team, we had to ask ourselves the hard questions. Can we do these activities safely? What do we do to make them even safer? Or do we just cancel? Or do we just have to cancel? Without these activities, I have absolutely no doubt, ladies and gentlemen, I have absolutely no doubt that if we did not have our opportunity to participate and compete, many of the students sitting here right now, moments away from their graduation diploma, would not be sitting here right now. We wouldn't be able to say, everybody walks, and mean it. It was the best of times. How about that first school dance this year in the quad area, outside in the snow? That was the best of times. That was awesome. How about the announcements that masks were optional in the classroom and in the school? You remember that. How about the Yupik, Athabaskan, and Inupiaq dance groups performing for the first time in years in our Founders Celebration? Give them a hand. That was so uplifting. You have no idea how much you uplifted us, Native Dance Group. You have no idea how valuable that was to us. How about the Region 5 basketball tournament we had here in March? We hadn't had a big event like that in a long time. How about Prom 21 with masks and Prom 22 mask optional? Those were best of times. Now, mighty seniors, class of 2022, as you all sit here in your graduation ceremony and ponder your personal best of times, worst of times list, I ask you to focus upon the many factors that made this journey to Diploma land possible. No doubt, your personal list will be special. Your list will be very personal. Your list may be very private. Your list may be very unique, and that's wonderful, because that's what makes you who you are, and we love you just the way you are. Despite all the variations of best and worst of times personal list, I believe that most, if not every single one of you, will consider your relationships that you have experienced as best of times elements that helped you succeed at Mount Edgecumbe High School. The Mount Edgecumbe High School family relationships and the connections Lucy Boyd talked about yesterday, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about, family. After all is said and done today, the real message I'd like to impart upon you graduates is the value of your relationships. Relationships are where you get to impact, influence, and actually change people's lives. And they in turn may expand your horizons and your personal growth. Life cannot be meaningful without them. And it is critical to know that it is never too late to mend a relationship. All things have not gone great every day for you and your roommates. They didn't go great every day for you and your classmates. Maybe they didn't go great every day for you and your teachers, but you can mend those relationships. Have no regrets about your relationships. Learn and grow with them. Please, please, graduates, above all else, keep in mind that no greater impact on another's life will you have than with your relationships. Ultimately, the greatness of this school, and it is great, let there be no mistake about it. The greatness of this school and the greatness of the Mount Edgecumbe High School family and the prestige of this institution is not the World War II building that we occupy, nor is it the basketball court we're on right now where we spent so much time. Nor is it the beautiful location we have here in Sitka, Alaska. Nor is it the individual people, the individuals, or the accomplishments of our illustrious alumni we are so proud of. The greatness of Mount Edgecumbe High School comes from the relationships you have built, relationships you have discovered, relationships you have fostered, maybe relationships that have been destroyed, but hopefully you regain them again. This unique Mount Edgecumbe High School institution, in this institution, you have laughed together. You have cried together. You have challenged each other and you have supported each other. You have fought with each other. You have loved and cared for each other. As classmates in the greatest boarding school in this country, you have unique experiences. You have unique experiences that resulted in relationships that you will never forget. Your relationships may have been developed on a volleyball court or as a member of your DDF team. Or maybe it was a shared love of art or music. Maybe it was hiking or a kayaking activity that you went to. Maybe it was a school dance. Maybe it was from a class that you shared with somebody that you loved. Maybe it was the class that you didn't like very much. Our relationships are forged through good times and bad. Relationships have developed from celebrations, disappointments, or accomplishments, big or small, public or private. Relationships make you who you are, who you want to be, who you can be. Your MEHS experience and relationships are a big part of you now. Living in close quarters in trying times with moody roommates and supporting friends are valuable life experiences that you have learned from. Valuable lessons that you will take with you long after you board that Alaska Airlines flight this evening that physically separates you from your relationships. Please know, all great and wonderful graduating seniors, how powerful your relationships can be. Never, ever take them for granted. In conclusion, despite the best of times and the worst of times this class has experienced, or maybe because of them, you have made it to this high school graduation stage in your life. Along the way, you have overcome disruptions and distractions. You've overcome obstacles and many reasons you could have just quit. Instead, you have accomplished a graduation goal in a much, much more challenging circumstances than any of us here, any of us there. You persevered. You had a very tough experience and you made it. Class of 2022, you, every one of you, can absolutely and honestly claim that the class of 2022 is truly one of the greatest classes in the history to graduate from Mount Edgecumbe High School. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Heather Gluth. I am the Mount Edgecumbe High School music teacher. It is my honor to be able to feature the hard work and dedication of our music students at this wonderful event. First up, please help me in welcoming to the stage our award-winning saxophone quartet. This group features seniors Rio Baca and Serena Christmas, and they will be performing Sanctus, written by Palestrina and arranged by Jim Laban. Next, the choir will present the song, You Will Be Found. Seniors, it is our hope that today as we sing, you will understand and know that you are now and always part of the Mount Edgecumbe High School family. You are not and never will be alone. This family will always be with you. This piece includes seniors Brina Sharp, Nathan Cleveland, and Inzalin Oury on bass guitar.
Brooklyn's over there for solos.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. And oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So the sun comes streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. 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 There's a place where we don't have to feel unknown. And every time that you call out, you're a little less alone. If you only say the words from across the silence, your voice is heard. Oh, someone will come running. To take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are
There are many privileges and honors that go with the position here at Mount Edgecumbe High School of Principal, and one of my most enjoyable is introducing our valedictorians. We have 4 valedictorians this year. Let's give them all a big hand and you'll hear from them. Once again, that speaks to the greatness of this class of 2022. The first introduction I'd like to have is Rio Baca. Rio Baca, please come up here. Now we get a chance to talk about you a little bit. Rio Baca's first and most important teachers in his life are his parents, Miranda and Andy Baca. Please stand. Please stand. Also with us today, celebrating this great day, is grandmother Maria Bueno. Maria, please stand up. There you are. Welcome. And his aunt Dolly Bueno. Huh? I'm sorry, Daisy Bueno. Daisy Bueno. Rio was a very welcome addition to this class. He came as a junior, and he proceeded to take some of our most challenging courses. He is a kind and respectful young gentleman who contributes to the school and to his community. Rio has accumulated a 4.0 GPA, grade point average. Some of the volunteer work he's done is school fundraising. He's tutored for over 40 hours with students in 7th grade all the way to 11th. He's been involved in community cleanups. He has volunteered at the animal shelter. He has been a part of our esports team, and they happen to be the state champions this year. Our esports team, spring champions. Give them a hand. And Rio was the lead member of the Rocket League team. Rio has been involved in the environmental club, the chess club, the upper campus committee member, which planned special events and activities for our students in the dorms. He was in book club, and you saw him perform today, and he has performed on our pep band. He performed at our performance we had the other night. He is on the varsity Battle of the Books team. He is recognized by the Duke TIP program for scoring in the top 5% in the nation on his SAT in grade 7. I was curious about what that Duke TIP meant, and this is what it means. Duke has a long history of providing opportunities for talented middle and high school students to gain exposure to rigorous academic coursework and to communities of talented peers. So he started his academic pursuits very early in his educational career. Also very important is that Rio scored in the top 1%, in the entire country on the ACT test this year as a junior. Congratulations, Rio.
Welcome, parents, staff, classmates. My name is Rio Baca, but Mr. Grillet, thank you for introducing me. And today I could have talked to you all about a number of things, such as academics, extracurricular activities, or life at school in general. However, I've decided to talk about something which has been important to me for as long as I can remember, and that's books. So, personally, my favorite books have always been the ones in which the main characters are kids who get transported to another world, and those books are most usually fantasy. And there also tends to be some great villain or evil which they have to defeat in order to continue living in their newly discovered world and home. Some might consider reading fantasy a method of escape from our own lives, but for me at least, that isn't the case. Fantasy is a window through which we can see what we can make of our own lives. And however, in order to experience what those kids did, we don't have to follow a white rabbit down its burrow or follow some flying kid to the stars. All we have to do is look at our surroundings and realize that we've already been transported into another world, and we just didn't know it. Not many people will ever get to experience what we have here at Mount Edgecumbe High School. There are free activities every day of the week just for us, firework displays, even an annual pig roast. That's not to mention the fact that when COVID hit, we had in-person school back before most of the country. And the best part of it is we didn't have to fight any great villain or evil to experience this fantasy. Or maybe you did, who am I to know? We've been lucky enough to find our very own world here where we can make new friends, try new things, and see our very own future in the making. So the next time you see the person responsible for allowing you to come to Mount Edgecumbe High School, whether they're your parent or guardian, a good friend, or simply yourself, thank them for leading you to what is truly our very own fantasy world. Thank you. And thank you to you all for listening.
Good morning. Today, I am honored to recognize Mount Edgecumbe High School Class of 2022 co-valedictorian, Miss Annalise Conforti. I'd like to acknowledge her family in attendance, Mother Cindy, Father Tony, and younger brother Wyatt. You guys stand up real quick. Where are you guys at? Somewhere? Oh, over here, over here. All right. Annalise is a four-year senior from Sitka. Annalise has been involved in Student Council and National Honor Society, where she is the current treasurer. Annalise also participated in volleyball all 4 years and volunteered numerous hours at Baranoff Elementary and still earned a 4.0 GPA. Nice job. After graduation, Annalise will continue volunteering in her mom's kindergarten classroom. Annalise hopes to get an internship also at the Sitka Sound Science Center. Later in the summer, Annalise and her mom are planning to tour Tucson, Arizona, which will be her home for the next 4 years, while she is attending the University of Arizona. There, Annalise will be pursuing a degree in biological sciences and eventually use this degree to enter dental school to become a pediatric dentist. That's awesome. It's always fun and important to share with classmates and peers a little about Annalise that many may not know. So I asked her a few of these questions. It says, Annalise, what is something about yourself your classmates may not know? Something, and Annalise responded, something that my classmates may not know is that I've participated in a lot of sports. Though I'm not a natural athlete, I have done swimming, dance, karate, gymnastics, cross country, basketball, and volleyball. These activities have also resulted in 2 broken bones and a horrible ankle sprain. Way to persevere through that. I asked Annalise, who do you most admire? And Annalise said, the person I most admire is my mom. She is incredibly hardworking, whether that's in the classroom, with her students, or being the best mom that she can be. She has always been my #1 cheerleader. My mom is there for me to celebrate my successes, comfort me when I'm down, and is always able to make me laugh, whether she shares something funny that happened in her classroom or tries to sing a song on the radio. She motivated me to reach all of my dreams and never give up. I know that she will always be there for me, cheering me up each step of the way. Another question I asked is, what is your favorite class at Mount Edgecumbe High School? And Annalise said her favorite class was Miss Mull's Integrated Science 2 class. Good job, Miss Mull. Miss Mull is always so positive, upbeat, and ready for adventure. There was never a day I didn't enjoy her class. Annalise said her most challenging class is AP Calculus. She said, I don't think I would have passed without Mr. Buck's help. Another question, what is your funniest moment at Mount Edgecumbe High School? She said that's a hard one. I would have to say the badminton tournament during my sophomore year volleyball trip to Juneau. We were staying in Thunder Mountain Music Room when we found a badminton birdie. We quickly set up a net made of music stands, grabbed music binders, and began an impromptu badminton tournament. That night is full of laughter and memories. In second place goes to Callan when he gave a VIP Nicki Minaj concert after last year's NHS induction. And lastly, I asked Annalise, what is your proudest moment at Mount Edgecumbe? Annalise said, I think the proudest moment will occur when I walk across the stage and I'm handed my diploma. I have put in so much work and effort to reach this point. I am incredibly proud of how far I have come in the past 4 years, not only as a student, but as an individual as well. This year has been an extremely rough year, and I am proud that I have persevered and will be representing my class as one of our 2002 valedictorians. In closing, Annalise is very respectful, smart, hardworking, and has a wonderful goal to strive for. I wish Annalise and the rest of the graduating class of 2022 the best. I'd like to recognize Annalise, and being so thoughtful, she wanted to give more time to her other co-valedictorians for time to speak up here. So recognize, please, Miss Annalise Conforti.
The third valedictorian we'd like to recognize is Jordan David. Come on up, Jordan David. I'll go ahead and make the presentation right off the bat. Congratulations, son. Jordan's first and most important teachers in her life were her parents. Doreen David, please stand. Doreen David, where are you? Yay! Russell David, her dad. Russell David. With her today, celebrating this important moment in her life, is her brother Jacob David. David Simon, okay? Molly Penn, her cousin, is here celebrating with us. Colleen Wetter. Colleen Wheater. Okay, Colleen Wheater, her aunt, and Jessie David, her grandmother. So give the whole David family a big round of applause. She would also like that her auntie Elaine Jackson and cousin Justin Cochran as well. So we'd give them a hand as well. A lot of family support there. A lot of family support. I had the pleasure of getting to know Jordan as soon as she stepped on campus at Mount Edgecumbe High School because she was part of my extended family. Every time we had any kind of activity, she was there, and it was really a lot of fun. Jordan David, here's some of her accomplishments. She is president of the Athabascan dance group, of which she was in for all 4 years. She was both in the Student Council Executive Board and National Honor Society. By the time that she will be home, she will have completed 5 research projects and presentations ranging from humpback whale acoustics to metabolism regulation on 3 spine stickleback fish. She was in Educators Rising, earning 2nd place in the state for the STEM lesson plan, and was also part of the women's basketball team here her sophomore year. She participated in the University of Alaska Rural Alaska Honors Institute last summer, earning research valedictorian and $3,000 scholarship. Her hobbies include Goju Rai Karate. Say it again. Goju Ryo. Karate, okay. And she plays the violin. And she enjoys giving back to her community through programs such as the Sitka Youth Leadership Committee and the High School Sources of Strength. She has taken the AP class. She has taken 3 AP classes at once this year and did internships with the University of Alaska Southeast rural Alaska students in One Health research. She has participated in CTEC internship for 2 years, of which she is traveling to San Diego for a research presentation immediately after graduation. She was accepted by Yale University, Columbia University, Dartmouth, and Duke. And yes, absolutely. And with all those offers, she has decided that she will be going to Stanford University this fall on the full ride. Congratulations. But
Good morning, family members, teachers, fellow students. As my parents have continuously told me, I have always been a curious child. I taped paper plates and bowls together to make a makeshift jump set, caught dragonflies and examined them on our kitchen table, albeit against my mother's knowledge, and have always been amazed at the creatures found around my village. Without saying, I had ceaselessly loved to take in new knowledge, expanding my views about the world and striving to think rationally and logically about every obstacle I have faced as I applied a scientific rationale to the world and its inhabitants. Not only did I incessantly strive to learn, but I genuinely enjoy it as well. This is why I decided to come to Mount Edgecumbe, and this way of thinking has proved useful with the internships I have done as I continuously searched for any new information to feed the compulsion my brain experiences in understanding how things work and why they take place. However, it was never my intention when I applied to this school to graduate at the top. Instead, I simply came here to have a better chance of utilizing the brain that encouraged me to understand why and how exactly the world worked. And I had a great few years of doing just that. But, as many of you know, I am not a 4-year senior. I stayed home my sophomore year because my older sister, Jacinthia, was diagnosed with signet ring carcinoma, a type of cancer. When I first learned of the type of cancer that she had, for the first time in my life, I had absolutely no interest in learning and understanding the scientific background behind what was going on. I never once did any research into what she had. The most I have ever known was its name and the fact that it spread very, very quickly. My rational way of thinking was challenged, and as I understood that terminal cancer meant death, that death was as integral to a person's life as life itself, and that the cancer was simply following its own progression, just like the progression taken of a child from 6 pounds to 50. But even when I tried to soothe myself with this basic understanding of what was going on, it failed me, and I couldn't understand why science, the biological aspect behind humans, the topic that has entranced me my whole life, betrayed me in such a way. Throughout the entire ordeal, though, my sister kept her composure with humor, spirit, and joy that remained with her for her entire life. Even when the illness progressed, she served as a beaming example of a topic that is sometimes seen as opposite from my understanding of science: the humanity that is required to prevail through the hindrances of life. She taught me that even if an intellectual understanding serves as a blockade to a person's life, a positive outlook towards situations that you encounter and a belief that you should always lead on with enthusiasm and hopefulness will prevail even in the most tumultuous of times. She taught me that even such evils like cancer and other insidious hardships can be beaten with the right worldview, and cemented that an academic way of thinking should not be the only way towards tranquility of the mind. As a different approach should be taken as well, the perspective of brightness and cheerfulness, and the continuous understanding that this too shall pass. This new method of thinking that I observed in her can be used to adapt to many different hardships. Even if biological science has ceased the physical presence of my sister, I know that the spirit of positiveness, kindness, and continuous hope that she carried with her will always guide me through any obstacle that I face. It will live with me along with other ways of thinking, as I learn to balance the two in an effort to reach my own tranquility. I hope that you, my fellow peers, will also take home the lesson that my sister has fought so hard for, and use it to continue on the path of brilliance that I see shining in all of you. Obviously, we have all adapted to recent hardships that the entire world has faced, some that has reached the very corners of our own villages. But the very fact that you are all here is testament that aspiration and belief are intrinsic to the achievements of the successors of our planet. I see within all of us a chance to change the world, and I hope that this commencement is only the first steps towards the bright future that I envision in all of you. I know that these last 4 years have been strenuous and demanding at times, but I am so proud of all of us for continuing to come back to this school on an everlasting road to expand our intellectual capabilities, as there is no knowledge that is not power. We went through this together, so thanks to all of my fellow peers, family members, family and friends that have traveled all this way, my amazing roommate Lauren, who has put up with living with me this entire year, and the teachers that have only encouraged the growth of my mind, all of the other graduates with whom I have struggled with the past few years, and of course, my parents. So remember that optimism is essential to achievement and is also the foundation of courage and true progress. This one's for you, Jess.
I'm excited to introduce Mount Edgecumbe Class of 2022 co-valedictorian and my extended family daughter, Miss Virginia Nasick. Come on up. This is for you. Congratulations. You got to stand next to me now. All right, I get to brag about you a little bit. All right. Virginia, first off, would love to give a shout out to all her family who came to celebrate her graduation. In attendance, her dad, Jamie Sr. Stand up. Where are you at? Where's the family? All right. Mom, Christine. Brothers, Timothy and Dominic. Sister, Jasmine. Grandma, Laura Nasick. And her best friend, Lovey Nasick. And Grandpa Richard Nasick is watching from home. All right. Virginia is a 3-year senior from Koyuk, population 290 when I looked it up online. What's interesting enough is the only triple checkpoint in the Iron Dog snow machine race. Had to look up a little information on your hometown. During her high school career, Virginia has been involved in volleyball and National Honor Society and many other activities, and has earned, like our 3 other valedictorians, a 4.0 grade point average. Nice work. This summer, Virginia plans to do what she loves most, spending time with her family, gathering subsistence foods, and along with gathering subsistence foods, Virginia will be attending Camp Mamatuk in Nome, which is a camp for people wanting to pursue a career in the health field. In the fall, Virginia plans to attend Montana State University's Honors College. In college, Virginia plans to pursue nursing, and after college, she wants to work as a travel nurse or an emergency room nurse in Alaska. After working a few years as a nurse and gaining experience, she might try for her master's degree in nursing. That's good. It's fun to share also a little bit about Virginia. Virginia's favorite class at Mount Edgecumbe was anatomy and physiology with Mr. Davis. Virginia loved learning all about the human body, and you can see she's carrying that on to be a nurse. One of the most challenging classes that Virginia took was English 1 from Miss Anderson her freshman year, mostly because she was still adjusting to Mount Edgecumbe High School and all the workload that came with it. One of the funniest moments here at Mount Edgecumbe was during sophomore year when Virginia planned to get up early and study for a test the next day in room 225 in girls' second floor, right next to the exit at the end of the hallway. Around 2 a.m., the fire alarm went off, and everyone was running out the exit door next to her room, while her roommate and her were running in the opposite direction. She was wondering why everyone was going to the opposite way until she got to the double doors and they were closed. Then they had to run all the way back down. As tired as they were, they started laughing as they were standing outside. So that was by far, she said, the funniest thing that's happened to her here at Mount Edgecumbe. You're probably not the only one, though. Virginia says that her proudest moment was when she got moved up to play varsity volleyball this year. She said she was so nervous and shy, but she loved the game so much, and she played through her shyness. Something that many may not know about Virginia is that she loves to go hunting for beluga and seal. And on a side note, this is why I really like my extended daughter. We've talked a lot about bear hunting. Virginia loves to catch bears and has many stories of tracking and chasing bears. For being a shy person, you are very brave. Virginia says she will miss her friends that have become family, and also miss playing volleyball with her very nice and encouraging people around her. Knowing from personal experience as her extended family father here at Mount Edgecumbe, Virginia has a huge heart and is super smart and a great role model for her peers and younger students. Virginia has worked hard to be where she is today and has an amazing future ahead of her. Congratulations to you, Virginia. Congratulations, class of 2022, and your families for making it to this amazing day. I'm proud to introduce the Mount Edgecumbe High School class, Mr. Goulet, of 2022 co-valedictorian, Miss Virginia Nasick.
Good morning, friends, family, teachers, and classmates. What am I going to wear tomorrow? Almost every night, my roommate Alitha John asked me this question. That's when I realized making friends from a boarding school is different. Throughout the years, we become a family. We live with one another, but as a brave, we learn to help each other. We are taught responsibility and honesty. As we enter adult life, whether it's going to college, into the workforce, or the military, each and every one of us will take our own paths. Real-world life is upon us. We made it to one of many big accomplishments, graduating high school. Our life just began. Reach for the stars and keep striving. Today, when we woke up, we knew exactly what we were going to wear. It is our big day. Now, what am I going to wear tomorrow? Thank you, Dad and Mom, for supporting me through my high school career. Teachers and staff for helping me through my journey of high school, even through COVID. Friends and classmates for making it a memorable 3 years. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Hello. My name is Jessica Twidell, and I'm the Residential Dean of Students. I'll be introducing your senior representatives. Will Mia Anderson and Callan Hill please join me on stage? All right. Mia Anderson is a 4-year senior from Sitka, Alaska, and Mia puts in the work, be it taking some of the most challenging courses Mount Edgecumbe High School offers, or hustling at practice in all 4 varsity sports. We're talking cross country, volleyball, basketball, and Native Youth Olympics. She works hard because she's passionate about learning, growing, and leaving each place better than she found it. Callan Hill is a 3-year senior from Kotzebue, Alaska. Bad and bougie doesn't even begin to describe it. Callan has been pushing P from day one, no cap. High key, his big brother vibes slap. Callan is the fam none of us knew we needed, and now could absolutely not imagine life without. Once a baddie, always a baddie. It brings me great pleasure to introduce your senior representatives. Please welcome Mia Anderson and Callan Hill.
Oh shit, I just swore. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Good morning, students, administration, faculty, graduate families, and 2022 graduates. I can't believe how fast these past 4 years have gone by. It feels just like yesterday we were little freshmen, unsure of ourselves and what to expect from Edgecumbe. It has been quite the journey filled with many, many ups and downs, but we have come so far as individuals and as a class.
So, as Callan and I were writing the speech, we decided we wanted to have a theme that summarized our time here at MEHS, as well as a theme that relates to each graduate. We eventually came to the idea of an album, as in a series of songs released together by an artist. In this case, the artists are us, and the songs are ones that describe our time here at Edgecumbe. Our class album has a total of 6 tracks, which we hope each of you will be able to relate to at least one of.
Okay, the first song is All Things Go by Nicki Minaj. You guys know I like my Nicki. But it also relates to our class. All Things Go has been chosen as our first song because it describes the advice given to us by past seniors. A lyric of the song is, cherish these nights, cherish these people. Life is a movie and there'll never be a sequel. To explain this to the older generation, it means to cherish all of our memories, good or bad, because we will never get a second chance at our high school days. As we get ready to depart the school we grew up in, we realize how true this was and how the memories have impacted us all.
The second track to our albums is Wildest Dreams by Taylor Swift. This song was chosen not for the lyrics, but for the title. Our class as a whole holds such incredible standards for itself. So many have demonstrated an incredible work ethic and passion for various subjects and activities throughout their high school career, and have worked hard to reach a place in which they can make their dreams come true. We feel this class has been one of the most well-rounded and high-achieving classes in history. And I mean, maybe we're a little biased, but what other class has ever had 4 valedictorians? I know that there have been obstacles for many of us along the way, but in the end, we have all made it here, and can make it so much farther. Keep believing in yourselves and making those dreams happen, no matter how wild they may seem.
Our third track is Work From Home by Fifth Harmony. The reason that this song was chosen was due to our COVID pandemic. Work From Home, we're just using the title, don't listen to the lyrics. Many of us are socially awkward due to the pandemic. We've learned to not call in. We usually text nowadays. And it's hard for us to talk to new people because we haven't seen anybody really. So as we learn through the pandemic, we will all learn from home because it feels like a luxury.
This is Miley Cyrus, right? Yeah. Okay. Our fourth song is We Can't Stop by Miley Cyrus. This song refers to the fact that our class doesn't give up and keeps moving forward no matter what happens. We have persevered through so much, such as a pandemic, quarantine, lockdown, struggles with motivation, and more. We hope that you all keep moving forward as you have these past 4 years because, and I quote, we run things, things don't run we don't take nothing from nobody. That's me. Okay, wait. Okay. Our fifth song is Part of Me by Katy Perry. Part of Me was chosen to encompass the memories from our high school careers. In the song, it says, and I quote, "This is the part of me that you're never ever gonna take away from me," end quote. We hope this is true for all of us. All of the crying together, laughing together, procrastinating together, memories made together, and experiences forged together have made us a family and is something that we will never forget. We believe that these past 4 years will always be a part of us.
Okay, time to introduce our sixth and final track of our album. It's called Get the Party Started by Pink. I think it's self-explanatory on why it's the last song because we're almost done. We almost have our diploma, and we're finishing up our 4 years of our rigorous studies. We need to relieve the stress and get the party started now. Now, as our final song comes to an end, we would like to share the name of our class album. Am I doing it?
Yeah, you're doing it. I'm doing it.
We are feeling 22. You know, ooh, ooh. The album in the class holds a special place in both of our hearts, as we hope it does in all of yours. We would like to say thank you to all of you for making this high school experience so much better and coming together as a family. We feel so honored to have been chosen as representatives and to be part of this graduating class.
Okay. And finally, despite everything our class has been through, we have made it to the end of our collaborative album and recognize that it is time to become individual artists and begin our next own albums. The unique capabilities of each person in this class will lead to so many original songs, and we want to remind you all that you should take what you have learned at Edgecumbe and incorporate it into your futures. But do not forget to continue learning and growing. Each of us has bright paths ahead, and we must remember that no matter the amount of wrong turns we take, we will succeed if we keep trying. Thank you and congrats to our class of 2022. I need a sheet inside of it. Okay. Now, we would also like to give a special thanks to two people who have made our experience here so amazing. Principal Mr. Bernie Goulet and Superintendent Dr. Janelle Vernas. Yeah. I don't know. These two have had such an impact on our class as a whole and have worked so hard to make it a special and enjoyable time, especially during the pandemic. We will miss you both greatly, and, well, I guess you guys are already up here, so we appreciate you both greatly, and those are your thank you gifts from all of us. Mr. Goulet has also been awarded a special award from ASA. I'll give you a little background on it. So ASA has a program under which individuals who have made an extraordinary contribution to high school activities in Alaska are selected as recipients of an ASA Gold Lifetime Pass. The qualifications of this are significant service to high school students of Alaska through demonstrated leadership for at least 20 years at the state or national level, which Mr. Goulet has most definitely done, and has served as our principal for that many years. Mr. Goulet is obviously a no-brainer for this award. He has been an integral part of not only the classrooms of MEHS, but also the courts, fields, and all other student activities going on. You can always count on Mr. Goulet attending an MEHS event supporting the Braves. Mr. Goulet has been involved with athletic and activities management since 1990, 33 years. This is 5, right? Okay. The Region 5 Board of Directors is proud and excited to present the 2022 Gold Lifetime Member Award to Bernie Gurley.
Will the first row please rise? Callan Joe Hill. Callan will attend Northern Arizona University in the fall to pursue a political science degree and return to Mount Edgecumbe High School and take my job. Elise Pauline Ackelcock. Trevana plans on going to UAA to start the fall semester of 2022 to get her undergraduate degree in biology so she can then transfer out of state and go to dental school and eventually go into the orthodontics program. Mia Alexandria Anderson. Mia plans to attend biomedical engineering at Brown University. Fiona Joy Rosh. Fiona will be attending Dodge College at Chapman University with a major in screenwriting. Lauren Elisa Mayrock Nanauk Jones. Lauren plans to study economics and entrepreneurial science at Western Washington University this fall. Jordan Nagutz, Angel Tracy David. Jordan plans to enroll in biology at Stanford University and become a scientific researcher that specializes in marine biology. Virginia Lolita Nasik. Virginia plans to spend the summer with her family and then attend Montana State University and study nursing in the fall of 2022. Destiny Alexandra Bristol Cushion. Destiny plans to study marine sciences at the University of Alaska Southeast. Haley Isabel Moses. Haley plans to work this summer and be with family, and then attend UAA to study kinesiology in the fall. Annalise Elizabeth Conforti. In the fall, Annalise will be attending the University of Arizona and has been accepted into the W.A. Frank Honors College. She plans to complete an undergraduate degree in biology and then go to dental school to become a pediatric dentist. Blake Christian Nani Anthony. This next school year, Blake will be attending his mother's alma mater, the University of South Dakota, to double major in biochemistry and psychology. Serena Nusala Christmas. After high school, Serena is going to South Dakota. Then, as soon as possible, she will be going to Linfield University to study abroad. Insulin Shirley Oury. Insulin plans to go to UAA for a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. David Strong Alex. David is going to UAA.
It's good, it's good. Will the first row please be seated? Will the second row please rise? Families, please be respectful of other graduates and only come up to take pictures when your child or family member is getting their diploma. Rio Baca. Rio will be attending Embry-Riddle in Florida with a major in computer science. Aaliyah Alexa Natalia Chikalushin. Aaliyah will hopefully travel this summer to Vegas to see if she can help out at her aunt's hair salon to see if she would like a career dealing with hair. In the fall, if accepted, she plans on going to AbTech Culinary Arts program in Seward and staying on campus. Lena Gail Suyuk Baker. Lena will be attending UCLA in the fall and majoring in psychology. Tiana Paige Mashrone Capelli. Tiana wishes to study under environmental management and natural resources conservation, then help the indigenous people from the Pacific Islands to Alaska while adapting to climate change while preserving our cultures. Flossie Lampy. Flossie will spend time with her dogs, sleep, and go to college. Geraldo Young. Geraldo plans to go to UAF and to become an art teacher with a master's degree. H. Jack Youngers. Jack plans to live life how it should be lived, enjoying nice sunny days with the ones he loves. Mikey Keelan Casey. Mikey will continue to work after graduation. Archie Allen Schluyok Henry Apotiki. Archie plans to attend college in Colorado. Although his major is undecided, he will be interested in computer engineering or possibly law enforcement. Angel Shell Malone. Angel plans to work throughout the summer before moving to college. They would like to study for an associate's degree in business so they can open their own business. Rosalind Trinity Faith Aniaga Dak. Rosalind plans to attend UAF in the fall. Kira Graceland Aguiralga Waska. If all goes well, Kira plans to go to training in Bethel or Anchorage to become a DHAT. She also plans to help her family with subsistence during the summer. Destiny Athingalingnak Kulukan. Destiny plans to go to Avtech for industrial welding. Brina, Rosie, Vicky, Ithialuk, Sharp. Brina plans on spending time with family and friends, as well as working before heading to college.
Will the second row please be seated? And will the third row please rise? Is that better? That seems too close. Okay. Crimmett Phillips III. Crimmett is still undecided about a few things, but he plans to have a future so bright he'll have to wear shades. Claire Lynn Athanuk Jungers. Claire plans to attend UAA with a pre-major in nursing. Morgan Michael Allen. Morgan plans on going commercial fishing down in the Aleutian chain on the FV Aleut Kid for the summer, and then will go to Avtech in January of next year to further his education in welding. Brooke Olivia Billy Dementeff. Brooke plans to study at UAA and major in the medical field for an associate degree as a nurse, and then work toward a bachelor's degree in the pharmaceutical field. She plans on working through the summer and starting her freshman year of college this fall at the University of Alaska, Anchorage. Tahana Baldwin. Tahana will be enlisting in the Air Force or the Army. Charlie Ann Corthius. After graduation, Charlie plans to attend the Alaska Native Science and Engineering Summer Bridge program and complete a summer internship. In addition, Charlie will be an intern in Washington, D.C. for Senator Lisa Murkowski. In the fall, she plans to attend the University of Alaska Anchorage to pursue a Bachelor of Science degree in Natural Sciences with a concentration in geology. Rashawn Stern Morgan. Rashawn plans to go to college at UAA this fall, but hasn't decided on a major just yet. Troy Walker. Troy plans to attend UAA in the fall as an engineer, but isn't sure yet which type of engineer he would like to become. Ariana, Charmaine, Inez, Mizunat, Nuzagach, Avugiak. Ariana plans to go to Alaska Pacific University to major in pre-nursing and have a career in the medical field. Selene Ariel Ann Hansen. Selene will attend UAA. Landon Yanush Varga. Landon plans to pursue a bachelor's degree in computer science at Fort Lewis College. Caden Allen Mare. Caden plans to work throughout the year and save money to pursue a post-secondary education. Daniel Sterling Buffus. Daniel will be attending NIT for heavy equipment and CDL training. Angelo Michael Mangrabang. Angelo will pursue constructional technologies at Avtech.
Will the third row please sit? Will the fourth row please rise? Kelsey Renee Achinok Wharton. Kelsey plans to go to college and work in the medical field. Aletha May Ayapan John. Aletha has been accepted to UAA and will work this summer. Adriana Paige Akvalak Arnold. Adriana plans to go to the University of Hilo in Hawaii and pursue a career in nursing. Vanessa Yath Yadi Kha Brown. Vanessa plans on going to Fort Lewis College and getting a degree in public health. Keenan Andronic Kali Nanuk Kashavera. Keenan will attend AvTech for industrial electricity. Shane K.R. Angnabugak. Shane plans to go to college to earn a business degree. Ryle Utogoyuk. Ryle is going to UAA to study computer science. Bryce Jimmy. Bryce will attend the UAF Community Technical College. Trevor Hardy. Trevor is planning to be a welder in Fairbanks for as long as his body can stand. Colton Paul Unkagak Ivanov. Colton is planning on attending UAA for a year for electrical engineering, then attending Oregon Institute of Technology a year later for electrical engineering. Andrew Marvin Misak Kamaktuak. Marvin plans to get an associate's degree in applied sciences in professional piloting. Michael Williams McAnally. Michael will attend college for fire science and work for the University Fire Department. After a semester of college, he will be able to work and make money while going to college. Ariella Akbek Edwards. Ariella plans to attend college as a full-time student and double major in pre-law and pre-med, while also working as a CNA to help offset the costs later.
Isabella May Sakikan Tlahyande Kwakuch Jackson. Izzy plans to attend the University of Southern California with a full tuition ride, majoring in pre-physical therapy with a minor in political science.
the fourth row please be seated? Will the fifth row please stand? April Wyatt. After high school, April will plan elaborate hiatus while figuring out what to do with her life. River Olson. River plans to go to Fort Lewis in the fall of 2023 for a possible degree in psychology. Haley Wallace. Haley will attend Hamlin University in the fall and eventually become a lawyer. Crystal Joy L. Coloma. Crystal plans to be in a creative field as a side job, but for the rest of her own future plans are undecided. Svensson Dominic Sonless, Ronald William Pauken. Svensson plans to attend Raw High in the summer to achieve enough experience and college credits for UAF in the fall. Then he will major in an engineering field and minor in Yupik language. After college, Svensson will live in Fairbanks or move back to St. Mary's with all the skills and knowledge he's gathered to help his community. Luke Umgarayok Myron Peterson. This summer, Luke plans to commercial fish and hunt for subsistence. In the fall, he plans to attend the University of Alaska Anchorage to earn an associate's degree in automotive technology. Gregory D. Angayak III. Gregory plans to go to AvTech for welding and then go straight to work. Tyler Joseph John Charles. Tyler plans to get his bachelor's in justice and become an Alaska State Trooper or work with Fish and Game. Violet B. Craig. Violet has been accepted to Colorado Mountain College and will start in August studying culinary arts. Jace Eldon Ipok Savage. Jace plans to study at Fort Lewis College. Delcinia Jade Selga Seltzen Moon Lopez. Delcinia was accepted into the UAA pre-major nursing program and will attend in the fall with plans to work in getting into the bachelor's nursing program. Isaiah Dennis Ikavok James. Isaiah plans to go to UAF and earn an associate's degree in medical assisting. Nathan Carl Adjin Cleveland. Nathan plans to go to college in the fall to major in nursing. After earning a nursing degree, he plans to work in hospitals in Alaska and eventually move out of state. Dakota Laverne Ongaron Kelly. Dakota plans to go to college in the fall and continue with a career in accounting. The fifth row may please be seated.
The tassel on the graduation cap is worn on the right side throughout the ceremony. At the conclusion, where we are now, it is switched over to the left side. Switched over to the left side. This little tradition indicates to our graduating seniors that you have just graduated from high school, but there is a lot left to learn in life, and we wish you all the luck in the world. By the power vested in me by the great state of Alaska, the Honorable Governor of the state of Alaska, Michael Dunleavy, the Commissioner of Education, Dr. Michael Johnson, and the Superintendent of Mount Edgecumbe High School, Dr. Janelle Vanas, I present to the world the Mount Edgecumbe High School graduating class of 2022. A reminder to all that are present, we have lunch for you right over here by the bay doors. Whenever you're ready, we have lunch for you. You are all welcome.